know some textbook phrasal verbs, but do you actually use the ones that natives say all the time? Let's fix that before your English fizzles out. Hey everyone, it's Izzy here from English with Izzy, and today I'm teaching you 9 phrasal verbs that are advanced, useful, and perfect for your C1 exam, or just sounding like a pro in real life. We'll break each one down. I'll explain what the verb means, give examples, and a few jokes along the way. So grab your notebook, or don't, because I've made a free PDF with all of them for you to download later. But before we jump in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite phrasal verb and bonus points if you use it correctly. So let's dive right in. Phrasal verb number 1 is to bounce back. Bounce means to spring up again like a ball. If you drop a basketball on the floor, it will bounce. If you jump on a trampoline, you will bounce. But to bounce back means to recover quickly from difficulty or failure. You fall, not literally, figuratively, but you get back up. So it makes sense. For example, she failed her first mock test, but she bounced back and she passed the real one easily. Example number 2. After losing the match, the football team bounced back stronger than ever. Sometimes life can hit us hard, but it's important to bounce back, otherwise we would be sad for a really long time. Phrasal verb number 2 is to fizzle out. Now, fizz is the sound that bubbles make when they disappear, like in a soda, in a fizzy drink, in your champagne, for example. So to fizzle out means to lose energy or momentum and to come to a weak end. For example, their big study plan fizzled out after a week. The meeting started with enthusiasm, but it fizzled out when the snacks ran out. The conversation started off well, but it fizzled out when no one had anything new to say. It slowly died. Phrasal verb number 3 is to hold off on something. Now, to hold off on something means to wait before doing it. For example, I'm holding off on buying a new laptop until I pass the exam. I'm also holding off on renovating my bathroom until I save up enough money to do it really nicely. They decided to hold off on making the announcement. And if you can hold off on Netflix until you finish studying, that shows serious self-control. And a final example is we're holding off on booking flights until we know the exam dates. Phrasal verb number 4 means to step up. Now, to step up means to lift your foot higher, to move to a higher level, such as on the stairs or on a ladder. So to step up as a phrasal verb in the non-literal sense means to take responsibility or to improve your performance. But first, let's look at some examples of the phrasal verb to step up in the context of taking responsibility. For example, when the teacher was ill, the students stepped up and they led the class. Her sister didn't want to look after the dog, so she stepped up and she fed her and took her out on a walk. She took responsibility. After the manager resigned, after she quit, someone had to step up and take charge. And now here are some examples of step up in the context of improving your performance. For example, it's time to step up your English studying if you want that C1 certificate. Or her husband needs to step up because all he does is put the dishes in the sink, but he doesn't wash them. By the way, if you're serious about passing your C1 advanced exam, I've got a free exam preparation course that walks you through each paper, gives you strategy, tips, and helps you use lots of vocabulary naturally in your exam. You can join completely for free, and I'm going to leave the link down below in the description box for you. Phrasal verb number 5, and my favorite one in this video today, is to nod off. Now, to nod as a verb means to move your head slightly down, like this. I'm nodding. Usually in agreement or when you're half asleep, like this. So, to nod off means to fall asleep unintentionally, not on purpose. You could also say to doze off. It means exactly the same thing. Once, my student nodded off in the middle of an early class. If I watch TV after having a big lunch, I normally nod off. Now, don't judge, because once you reach 30, it will happen to you too. Once, my dad took my sister and me to see The Lion King at the theatre in London, but he nodded off right at the beginning. True story. Phrasal verb number 6, and a really common one, in fact, is to be up to. Up to can sound innocent, but not always, because it really has two main meanings. One, and the most common meaning, means to be doing something, especially something secret or suspicious. But it also means to be capable of doing something. Now, when we use it as a synonym of doing, you can ask someone, what are you up to? What are you up to? Which means, what are you doing? You can say, what's your daughter up to these days? What have you been up to these days? I haven't seen you in ages. But if you say he's up to something, it means, he's doing something suspicious, or maybe he's planning something. So if you say to someone, what are you up to? It means you know they're planning something, which maybe they shouldn't be doing, or maybe it's a secret. Right now, my puppy is definitely up to something. She's been way too quiet. But if somebody asks you, what have you been up to? You can simply reply, I haven't been up to anything recently. Now, in the context of being capable, you might say, I'm not up to running a marathon right now. Or I don't think I'm up to studying another 2 hours tonight. My brain is absolutely fried, meaning I don't feel capable. So next time someone asks you what you're up to, you can tell them what you're doing. Phrasal verb number 7 means to chip in. Now, a chip is a small piece of something, like a wood chip or an ice chip or a chipped tooth. If you break your tooth, a little chip might fall out. So to chip in means to contribute money, help, or effort to something. For example, everyone chipped in, meaning they gave a little bit of money. They paid a small percentage to buy the teacher a gift. You could also say, I'll chip in if you need help preparing for the mock exam. It's a polite British way of saying, fine, I'll help too. If we all chip in, we'll finish the group project in no time. Last week, for example, my friend had a baby shower, and all of my friends and I chipped in so she didn't have to pay for everything herself. Phrasal verb number 8 means to fall through, because if something falls through, it literally doesn't stay up, it collapses. So in a figurative way, as a phrasal verb, it means that your plans or your arrangements, they fail to happen. For example, our study session fell through, it didn't happen, the plan was ruined because nobody showed up. Or our weekend trip fell through because of the bad weather. I had a job offer, but it fell through at the last minute. Or in a business context, the business deal fell through after months of negotiations. The plan simply didn't happen. Last but not least, phrasal verb number 9 means to settle for something. Now, to settle as a normal verb implies rest. No craziness, no change. For example, when my puppy settles, she is calm. If a couple settles down, their life becomes stable. But to settle for something means to accept something that isn't exactly what you wanted. For example, I didn't get my dream job, but I settled for a good one. Or don't settle for basic English, you're better than that. He didn't want to settle for a basic job when he knew he could do better. For example, many people settle for their partner. They're not unhappy, but it's not the perfect person for them. So this is a good motto, actually. Never settle for good enough. Always look for the best. Now, if you want to really remember these, I've made a free PDF with all of the phrasal verbs from this video today, with their meanings, and even a few practice exercises so you can master them once and for all. The link is down here in the description below. And last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with a sentence. This is a good challenge, actually, using one of today's phrasal verbs, because you know what they say, practice makes perfect. Or as I prefer to say, Practice makes progress because perfection doesn't exist. Anyway, guys, keep learning, keep leveling up your English, and remember, never settle for a lower level of English. Step up and keep working for the one that you want to have. Advanced English to sound like a pro.